Well, welcome to another episode of The Minority Voice. I'm your host, Jeff Vega, and let me just remind you to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. We need to build that up, and if you want to make a comment and like it, that's even better. But hey, Dave, how was your weekend?
It was great.
Good.
Yeah.
Do anything exciting? Any music videos?
Yeah, I got a lot of filming done.
Yeah. Okay. So did the bankroll go up?
For me it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, at least somebody's prospering here. Well, anyway, so we're going to talk today a little bit about what happened last week. And now, hey, let me ask you this, Dave. Did you watch President Biden's speech to the joint session of Congress?
Absolutely not.
No?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, there wasn't very many people there anyways. I only watched a few minutes, and we're going to talk a little bit, not so much about that, but the rebuttal by Tim Scott, who happens to be an African-American senator. But let me ask you this, Dave. I need somebody to help me do some research. So how about if I assign you to watch political speeches and stuff? What do you think?
You can't afford that.
I can't afford
Can't afford that.
Okay. Well, anyways, on a serious note, folks. So Tim was asked to give the rebuttal, and America right now is in a crisis with this, not only the cancel culture, but this systemic racism and race baiting that's going on. And they went after Tim Scott because he made the statement that United States is not a racist nation. And to the cancel culture, to that whole agenda, you cannot say that. And the villains came out and attacked him, and they even went as far as saying, they called him Uncle Tim as a reference to Uncle Tom. And for those of you, we know what Uncle Tom refers to. And the thing of it was,
the hollow institution that resides inside Republican Senator Tim Scott's head. No racism there, and apparently no sense either. This week, the sole black Republican in the Senate sounded a stone fool when he said this.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Okay, let's be clear. Tim Scott does not represent any constituency other than the small number of sleepy, slow-witted sufferers of Stockholm Syndrome who get elevated to prominence for repeating a false narrative about this country that makes conservative white people feel comfortable.
That, Twitter allowed that to be trended. They didn't do nothing about it. And Dave, could you put that little screenshot up to where they didn't do anything? And also, where was BLM? Where was the NAACP to stand up for this black man, to have a right to voice his opinion? They were all silent. And where was corporate America? Where are they at this injustice of this guy? Total silence. You could hear the crickets. And, it was everywhere. It was in politicians on the left speaking out against them. And also, there was a MSNBC. I can never remember all those letters. Tiffany Cross, she's got her own little race baiting program, and she had something to say too about it. So David, if you could play that little clip. Now friends, this lady is a race baiter, okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She is, and that's why she's got a program, because she can promote that. And the only way we're going to overcome this, my friends, is if we start pushing back. And I'm going to show you a few videos of individuals that are pushing back, because the reality is they're not going to stop. And America is not a racist nation. Now, are there individuals who are racist? Sure there is, okay? Not denying that at all. But the nation as a whole, it's not. And it provides opportunity for everybody. And until you come to terms with that, you know, you're the one that's going to have the issue. But let me show you one pushback that I love. Dave, can you play the clip? So this GOP rep from Florida, African American, his name is Byron Donalds, and he's out of Florida again, and I'll check this one out.
Do you believe, A, that there is systemic racism in America, and B, do you believe that the United States is a racist country?
John, it's good to be with you. One, there's not systemic racism in the United States. Two, the United States is not a racist country. And three, why the hell would we even listen to Joy Behar? Who is she? I don't need her to tell me about what's racist and what's not. She already had her own issues wearing blackface. I know that The View's giving her a pass, but I'm not. You know what? I'm sick and tired of this conversation because it's ridiculous. You have people like her, like a lot of these white liberals, who love to demean a black conservative because we don't go along with their ideology. And that is the problem we're having. You know, the left likes to talk about being tolerant. Well, show it now. Be tolerant. Actually listen to the words of Senator Tim Scott, which were actually quite profound, instead of just running back to your corner and digging out a Mein Kampf or the Communist Manifesto to figure out what your next talking point is going to be. They constantly are doing this. It's disgusting. It's outrageous. I'm not listening to Joy Behar or any other media pundit because media pundits have proven they don't even tell the truth anyway.
Man, you gotta love his response. Why in the hell should he listen to her? You gotta love it. And you know what? That's how we have to push back. We have to call them out, call them for who they are. And you know, I would encourage you. We just showed you just a short clip of it. I would encourage you to watch the whole thing and really get the whole gist of it. But he's pushing back. He's a rep, as I said, and you know, we have to push back too. And you know, Dave, if you could, there's one little snippet in there in his interview that I want you to play.
First of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
See, even Kamala Harris, the VP, said America is not a racist nation. Now that may have been a slip up for her because it didn't fit the narrative, but the reality is America is not a racist. And the last one I want to show you is the governor from the great state of Florida, or the great governor from the state of Florida. I don't know how you want to put that, because, you know, here in Michigan, we're locked down, we're wearing masks, we're mandated to our kids from 2 to 4 years old to be having to wear masks, except, of course, if you're the governor or her administration, you know, you're exempt from all these things. But I digress. But listen to this clip from Governor DeSantis. Go ahead, play it, Dave.
This proposition that we are a systemically racist country. Your reaction?
Well, it's a bunch of horse manure. I mean, give me a break. This country has had more opportunity for more people than any country in the history of the world. And it doesn't matter where you trace your ancestry from. We've had people that have been able to succeed and all. And here's the problem with things like critical race theory that they're peddling. They're basically saying all our institutions are bankrupt and they're illegitimate. Okay, so how do you have a society if everything in your society is illegitimate? So it's a very harmful ideology, and I would say really a race-based version of a Marxist-type ideology. So we've banned it in our schools here in Florida. We're not going to put any taxpayer dollars to critical race theory, and we want to treat people as individuals, not as members of groups.
Man, you gotta love this, man. Here is a guy who is pushing back. And you know what? This interview, he hit it out of the ballpark, friends. And I gotta believe this guy is auditioning for the top slot in the country, okay? And if he is, which I think he is, he's doing a bang-up job. Too bad the rest of the country and the different states can't follow his lead. We would be much better off. But what I like here is he's pushing back on this racism, but also he's getting his state in line too, because it's like, hey, no, it's BS. I like what he said. It's horse maneuver. But you know what, friends? If he wasn't on camera and he was probably in a small private crowd, he probably would use the term of that's bullshit, okay? And that's probably what he would say. Can I say that, Dave?
Sure, you can say whatever you want. It's the internet.
All right, okay, I guess I got to
You
approve.
might get canceled.
Oh, I just got approved by the producer. Anyways, you know, he is not allowing his state to be taken over by the cancel culture, the racist. And here's the thing. He's a Hispanic, which is cool. Okay. I take pride in that. So, you know, he's not falling into that trap. And, you know, maybe we'll do a podcast on what he's doing with Antifa and the rioters. You know, he's got a deal for them that they can't refuse if they decide to get out of hand in Florida. Well, folks, that being said, it's time to sign out here. And remember, Joshua 24:15. Until next time.